Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So where did we stop last week? Where did we stop last week? Hello. Yeah.
Last week we were able to differentiate the certain characters that you use for as a web stopped that you use for lists and sets and yeah.
Say characters. You mean the brackets or what?
Yes, sir, yes, that's what I mean, like the particular kind of brackets to use for different cases.
Okay, basically we had looked at the data types, right? We looked at the data types, isn't it?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you remember when we started, we said that Python is a very versatile, it can be used for anything, isn't it? So the way we are learning it, we are learning it from the point of a data analyst, right? Not necessarily from the point of a programmer per se, or a software developer. Okay. But either ways, they all will first of all learn the fundamentals, isn't it? You must learn the fundamentals of how Python works. Okay. So we started with looking at what the data types, what we mentioned some of the data types, right? Remember we talked about how you can use your headings, isn't it, or your markdowns, right? So for your data type, what were the data types we looked at? What were some of the data types we looked at? Yes, okay, so what data types we looked at? Hello.
I think someone said string.
Somebody said string, yeah.
Strings. Okay. Okay, strings. So we looked at strings, right? And we said that when you're entering strings in Python, you either would use I'm using a double quotation mark, right? Or I'm using a single quotation mark, right? And if you remember, for your strings, especially when you are working with, so for example, if you are writing something like O'Neill, right? So if you are writing something like O'Neill, you're writing something like O'Neill, right? So if I write O'Neill, right? So if you notice that for a single quotation mark, if I'm using a single quotation mark, if I lock it here, you see what about this O, right? So that's why this is a typical example where your double quotation mark will be more appropriate than a single quotation mark. Can you see that? So just in case. Okay, yeah, so that was a string, right? Then we talked about what again? Numbers, not numeric, right? So under numeric, we basically talked about what? Under numeric, what did we look at? Under numeric, what did we look at?
Integers.
Integers, we looked at what? Integers, and we looked at what? Floats, right? We looked at integers and we looked at what? Floats. So when we talk about an integer, we use. So when we look at integers, so we just whole numbers, whole numbers. Why your floats are what?
Decimal.
Decimals. Anyone have that proof? So those are what? The decimals. Okay. So those are the basic ones that we have looked at, isn't it? So we also looked at lists, is it not? We looked at lists, right? We looked at what again? And again, we also talked about variables, isn't it? A variable. And what do we say a variable is? What did you say a variable is?
It can take any, it can be assigned any number.
It can
Or
be
any
assigned any number, isn't it? So you can have one. B can take Francis. No, it can take anything. C, it can take what again? Let's say C is 3, isn't it? So you can take anything inside. Okay. What is A plus C? A plus C, what will it give us?
Or no, it won't give us anything.
A plus C, what will it give us?
It will be an error.
Why?
A is a number, but C is a string.
It's a string. Yes. And can we add up strings with it? Can we add a string with an integer?
No.
No. Do we agree with that? Do we agree with that?
No.
You think it's wrong?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking of when we did something like this last week, first name plus last name.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were
It will give us 13.
It will give us 13.
Yes.
All right, let's see.
Oh, it's a string.
You see, that's why it's very important. You see those basic things there, because in Python, the way it gives its errors there, they can give you heart attack sometimes. So it is those basic things we need to first of all be clear, right? So you see, this is an integer, right? And this is what? This is what?
A string.
A string, is it not? So integer and string, is it not? We cannot what? It will not make sense. But if I said B plus C, what will B plus C give us? B plus C, what will it give us?
Francis 3.
Francis 3.
Francis 3, is it not? You give us Francis because it's string and a string. Is it not? A string and a string, right? But an integer and a string, it will not work, is it not? So that's why if I have A plus what? B, what will it give us? A plus B, what will it give us?
An error message.
It will give us an error message, you know. So which means that A is an integer, is it not? While B is what? A string, right? So if I want to now convert it, it means I want to convert A into a string. So I can put str. Str stands for what?
String.
String, is it not? So I can now have a string plus a string, isn't it? So the same way, if I want to have A plus C, what will I now do now?
You do string A again.
You want to what?
String A plus C.
Okay, so string A plus C, what will that give us?
13 or before.
It will give us what?
13. 13.
1, 3, is it not? You know, this is not actually 13, no.
1, 3.
1, 3. Because it's just joining two strings together. Do you get? So not necessarily what? An addition of 10 plus. Do you see that? But again, if I still have A plus C and I want to add that, I want to now make C an integer, what do I now do? Int, is it not?
Yes.
So it means A plus C will give us what now?
4.
A is 1, it should give us what?
4.
4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So these are the basic things we tried to look at last week now, right? Then we went to other things by looking at, and we gave some certain rules, is it not, about a variable, isn't it? We said, what are those things we mentioned about a variable?
We shouldn't use keywords as variable name.
Yes, do not use keywords as variables. Yes, what again? Do not use keywords as
Don't
variables.
use spaces when
Don't
naming.
use spaces. You know, don't use spaces. I should not go and use what would I say now? I would say first name. First name. Is it not how we use first name? Do not do this. Instead, what do you do? Either I use an underscore, is it not? Or I'll join it. You see something, you do something like this. Use an underscore. And remember again, we said Python is extremely case sensitive, is it not?
Yeah. Yes.
So just write everything in lowercase to avoid problem. Okay? Write everything in lowercase to avoid any what problem. Okay? Then what again do we mention about a variable?
We shouldn't use numbers as variables.
Do not use numbers. You cannot assign A is equals 1 is equals to 100. It's a different thing, isn't it? Good. And you know that equal to is means assignment. That equal to means what? Assignment. It means I'm assigning. Okay. Good. 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 All right. So we talked about the data, basic data types, numeric and strings, is it not? But there are other kind of things we can also look at. Generally, what we refer to as a data structure, right? A data structure. So in terms of when we talk about that data, we'll talk about the string, the list. We talk about tuples. We can also look at some other things like your dictionary. I think is it dictionary we stopped last?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now we talk about operators, is it not? Operators. We're talking about the operators now, isn't it?
Yes. I think
1 plus 1, is it not? 2 plus 2, is it not? But the only thing that we needed to distinguish is especially when you are doing your floor division. So if I have 10 divided by 2, you know this is floor division, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
You know the difference between this and this. This will give
Yes.
you what? So if I say A is equal to this, is it not? And B is equal to this. Is A the same thing as B?
No.
Is A the same thing as B?
No.
Ah, he said true.
Eh?
Why? Yes, it's looking at in terms of the number, is it not? But you are looking at in terms of the data type.
Yes.
So in terms of the number, they are the same thing, right? But in terms of the data type, they may be different, isn't it? So that's why I think you have your type. If I say type A, int, isn't it? Type B, float. I think this is what you are saying now, is it not? But if I say is type A equals to type B, false. So this is what you are talking about. Now you see this double equal to means what? Comparison. Can you see that? I am comparing. But a single equal to means what?
Assignment.
Assignment. I am assigning. Right? Why this one means what? I am comparing. Do we get that?
Yes.
Now, you see, these little things, they can make a difference, especially when you are trying to add up. Maybe a column you are trying to add up is giving you an error. Is it not? You are trying to check that particular variable or that particular column. Is it not? Does it contain a number or is it a string? Is it seen as a string? Because sometimes when you are doing, because you know, sometimes you want to automate certain processes, you know, you want to collect data from somewhere. But when it collects that data, it may not collect that data as an integer or a float. It's bringing it as what? A string, is it not? So you want to now check, is it a string or what's the data type there? Okay, so if that data type is a string, already it's telling you cannot add it. Is it not? You cannot what? Apply, carry out arithmetic operations on them. Okay, so that's why it's important to what? Check these little things. I hope that's fine. Is that fine? So it's just like, so this your comparison, is not? When you want to do your comparison, just like say, for example, name is IJ. Name is IJ, is it not? And we say that John is a data scientist. You say John is a data scientist. Maybe I put maybe age equal to, maybe I say equals to 50. Is it not? If I say age, is it the same thing as 40? What is this one? What is it saying?
False.
Say false.
Is it false? Is it not? It's false. Is John the same thing as a data scientist? True or false?
True.
It's a safe. No, it's a safe false. I think
True
Yeah,
or false?
false.
I say true.
Why? True or false?
False because of the variable name.
Because they are not the same thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you see that? Why we said always use lowercase, is it not? Because you'll be saying, but I'm writing John now. Why is it not saying John? So it is extremely what? Case sensitive. It's extremely what? Case sensitive. Okay? So if I change it there and I run it, now it will be true. Okay? So it's extremely what? Case sensitive. All right, so that's about assignment and what? Compare it operators. Then, which other thing do we talk about again? What again do we talk? So we have talked about variables, right? Hey, for your variables, there's something I wanted to mention. Now look at another thing I want to mention. Yes, another thing I want to mention. You see, for example, if I say A is equals to 1, B is equals to 2, B is equals to 2. Okay. B is equals to 2 and C is equals to 3, right? Good. You know, another way of doing this is to also assign it as A, comma B, comma C is equals to 1, comma 2, comma 3. You know that? Remember this? We can also assign it this way. Right? So instead of you writing them in new lines, you can also assign them this way. Do you get that? So if I check A now, what is A? A is 1. So if I have put here A as 11 and I run it now, so if I check what A is, A will be what? 11. So I've assigned it. So either I can assign it this way or I can assign this way. Clear? Do we get this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, okay, that's it. Now, sometimes, if we have A as A is 11 now, is it not? A is 11 now, right?
Yes.
If I say A is equal to A plus 4, what is A now? Print A. What does print A mean? What does print A mean?
View A.
Yes. Show me what is
Show
inside
what's
A.
A.
Right? So, yes, show me what's inside A. So what will it be now? What will A be now?
15.
A should be what?
15.
15, is it not? So what did it do? It looked for this A, which we have assigned as 11, is it not? Add that result to 4, is it not? And store it back
Yes.
inside A, is it not? Then show me what is in A. Can you see that? Clear? Now, if we check A, now we say A is 15, is it not?
Yes.
We say A is 15. Now, what if I say A, I want to, let me do something like this. A equals to 5. What does this mean now? Plus equal to.
Just equals to.
Saying that we should add 5. Should add 5
No,
to 8.
Add 5 to. You know, normally we have been doing, we would have done something like this. A is equals to A plus 5. Is it not? We have been doing something like this, is it not? I think this is what we normally would do.
Yes.
So if I run this one, what should this one give me? What should this one give?
Either true or false. Is A greater than or equals to 5?
No, it will add 8 to 5.
Look at this.
To add 5 plus A.
Oh, to add 5 to A.
So what would that be?
16.
Point.
Or 20. 20.
20, is it not? It should give me 20, is it not? Now let me run this and now check. What will it give me now? So this is now what? Plus equal to 5, is it not?
Yes.
So what does it mean? So if I now check A, what do you think A should be? What should A be?
A should be 20 down.
A should be 20. So what we have done here is the same thing as what we have done here. Do you see that?
Oh.
Yes.
So it means increase yourself by
5.
Do you see that? That clause means increase yourself. Increase yourself by 5. Do you get? So we could have broken it down like this, is it not? or we would have done it this way. So remember what I said, that in Python, there are different ways of doing the same thing, is not? But one method will be much more efficient than the other. And that's why we say it is Pythonic. Is it not? It's a more better way of presenting it. But yes, this will be easier, but certain situation, when we are all learning, it's easier like this, is it not? But sometimes when we are reading it, this will be faster to do than this. Okay? I hope that's
Sorry,
clear.
I'm lost.
sorry. No,
Can we start from this from where A, comma B, comma C is equals to
Yeah, right?
yes, from there.
So you
okay, let
notice
me
how
also add my
normally-
own so that you can. Please, when you say
Yeah.
it's Pythonic, I just talking of presentation or like the computational requirements.
no, you know, so we just generally mean that it's a more efficient way of writing the syntax, the code.
Okay.
And that's what we mean. That's just an efficient way of doing it.
Okay.
And that's what we just mean. So here we are saying we can assign like this, is it not? A equals to
Yes,
1,
yes.
equals to 3, equals to, and we are also saying that we can also what? Assign like this.
Yes.
A, comma B, comma C is equals to 11, comma 2, comma 3. Means assign A 11, assign B 2, assign what? This 3.
C.
So for example, I have put it like this. Okay. If I put here like this, 11, 12. So let's say here 11. Here is 11. Here is 12. Here is 13. Is it not? I would have assigned it like this, or I would have assigned it like this. It will still give me the same thing. So if I come here and say, what is B now? B should be what?
B is 12.
12, is it not? So if I want to show everything, if I now say print A, B, C, what should it show me?
The root multiple A.
I don't know. The keyboard will stop. So if I say print A, B, C, what will it give me?
11, 12, 13.
11, 12, 13. Is it not?
Yes.
Or someone else will now do it this way and say, okay, print A, print B, and print C. Can you see that?
Yes.
So there are all different ways of doing the same thing, is it not? But they will show them a bit different. They don't show it as like a list, is it not? Good. Let's look at another thing again. So I hope we are clear with this. Like incrementing by, you know, like self-incrementing. Right? So if I have z is equal to a, if I say z is equals to, let's say plus equal to 10, what does this one mean now? What do you think this will give us?
Whatever Z was plus 10.
Plus 10.
Do we have anything in z now? Do you have anything for z?
No.
No. So it will give us 10.
10.
It will give us what?
10.
Error.
Why?
Because we did not assign anything to Z.
Exactly. So whenever you hear name is not defined, name implies what?
Variable.
Variable. Listen, so there's no variable called z. So I don't know what you are talking about. Okay.
So it's
But
not
if
just
I have
assume
said
that Z is 0.
equals to 20. Huh?
I said it's not just assume that Z is 0.
No, because he doesn't know what z has. He has never told it z now. You know, programming is instruction, no. Garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
It's what we tell it to give to you back. It doesn't assume. Okay. So if z was 20 now, and we now do this, what will z be now? And I say print z. What will z now be?
30.
It will be what?
30.
30, isn't it? Good. We now know how it works now, is it not?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, great. So we have talked about a variable, how you can assign what a variable, isn't it? So let's go to those other things we talked about, like your, what do you call them now? Your list, isn't it? So we talked about list, we talked about what? Float, isn't it? What again did we
List,
talk
tuple,
about?
and set.
Yes, and set, isn't it?
Yes.
List, float, and set. Okay, good.
And
Now when you
tuple.
say, hello?
I said, is it tuple or tuple? Something.
Tuples, yes, tuples. Okay, so let's go to our list. So when we look at list now, right? We said a list is what? We're talking about a list. A list.
It's a list of values.
You say a list is what? Now, for lists, so for example, if I have, please never go and write list as a variable name. Oh. You know that?
Yes.
So that doesn't go and cause problem for you later. So A is equals to, so a list, we'll put it in what? Square brackets, isn't it? For list is usually what? Square brackets. We have another one, set. Set is a what?
It's in curly brackets.
Curly brackets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then we talk about tuple.
Regular
what?
bracket.
Normal brackets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then dictionary is what?
It's in curly brackets.
It's also a curly
But-
bracket, but the only difference now that it now has like, it now has what? A key, is it not?
Yeah,
And a
value.
value. So that's the difference. Now have a key and what? A value. Okay, you have a key and a value. All right. So if I have names is equals to, and I'll put the names, Francis, IJ, let's say IJ, let's see which other name again should we add again? Moses, which other name again are we adding here? Okay, so let's say IJ, Moses, let's say go. Isn't it? So these are names, isn't it? So if I want to check the data type, how do I check the data type?
Type.
Type names.
I'll say what? Type, isn't it? Type. So type what?
Names.
Names, isn't it? So I've seen that it is what? A list. Isn't it? I have seen that it's what? A list. And we said a list is a collection, isn't it? Of items or elements, isn't it? And again, they can be changed. You know, they are changeable, or we can say they are mutable. They are mutable. So when you say you can change it, what does that mean? When you say you can change it, it's changeable.
That means you can reassign.
You can reassign, isn't it? You can what? Reassign it. Okay. When we get to slicing, I will explain. We'll go further in that case. Then for your sets, so set, let's say set. Okay, let's say numbers. Okay, let's say numbers. So I now have 1, 1, 1. So let's say 1, 1, 2. Let me put 4, 6, 23, 11, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right. So let's run that now. And we say for a set, right? What do we say are the characteristics of a set?
Does not allow duplicates.
It does not allow what?
Duplicates.
It does not allow what? Duplicate. So if I say numbers, okay, let's not test it first. Type, we say numbers So it says what? This is what? A tuple, isn't it? This is a tuple, right? This is a tuple. But if I was to write it in form of like a set, right? I would have used what?
Curly brackets.
I would have used a curly bracket. So let me say norm. So I'll now use the curly bracket now. I'll now use the curly brackets. So if I say type, can you see that this is a set? Is it not? This is what is set. So now let's run it and check. So if I say numbers, did it run it exactly as it was? The numbers, did it come out exactly as I entered them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But let's look at for a set now. So let's say num. Num, what did you do?
It's
Took out the
removed all
Remove
the
duplicates.
You will first of all order them, is it not? And remove what? Duplicates. Can you see that? But for your tuples, it can be unordered. It really doesn't matter. Now, if for example sets, let's say for sets, let's assume now these numbers, let's change one and put a, you know what this one is now, right?
Yes.
What has happened there now?
Added a string.
You added a string, is it not? So
Yes.
let's run it now. What did you do now? What did he do now?
He added the string, but he put the string as the last.
Put it on the last. Why did he do that? Because he separated what? The data types. Is it not? So that's why it's important you understand the data types and how Python works with the data types. Okay? And how Python works with what? The data types. Okay. The another thing we want to talk about, so we have talked about assignment, we have talked about what? Comparison, is it not? How to compare, right? Now, there are some instances, so just the same way we have A is equals to 1, right? And B is equals to 2. If we say, is A the same thing as B? Is A the same thing as B? Is A the same thing as B?
The answer is
No.
false.
False.
False, not. Now let me come here. Let me remove these strings now, right? Let's remove these strings now. Okay, good. Now, is norm the same thing as numbers? No,
Yeah.
is it the same thing as numbers?
Yes. True.
True.
No.
Why are they not the same? Why are they not
Maybe
the same?
maybe data type.
They are different data types. You see, this one starts with what? A curly bracket. Do you see that?
Yes.
Or this other one starts with what? In number. So they are not the same thing now, isn't it? But the content
Yeah.
may be the same. Can you see that? The
Yeah.
content may be what? The same, but you must see that just that bracket alone makes it different. Is it not? So that is why when you see all those truth or false, is it not? There's something they call the truth table. Have you heard of the truth table? Have you heard of the truth table? Say,
Sorry, I wanted to ask something.
yes.
When you did the A is A equals to compared A and B, it looked at the content and didn't look at the type. But for the
Yes, because they are the same type now. They are the same data type.
okay, so it first considers the data type first before it goes
Yes.
to look at the contents.
Yes.
Oh,
It's just like if I had done something like, okay, let's do this now. Is A equals to B? Is A the same thing as B?
True.
True, is it not? True, isn't it? So if I now come here and now say, okay, you, I want you to be like this, and you, I want you to be like this, is it not?
Yeah.
So is A the same thing as B?
Should be false this time, I think.
You get?
Oh.
So that's the same idea that they took here.
Okay, okay.
Yes, that's the same idea that I took there. Do we get that now?
Yes.
Okay. Good. So let's look at it. You know how they will tell you that in marriage, if a man is wrong and the woman is right, what's the result?
The woman is right.
The woman is right, is it not? They say if the man is right, the woman is right. What's the result?
Everyone is
Woman
right.
is
The woman is right, is it not?
Woman is right too.
The man is right, the woman is wrong. What's the result?
The woman is right.
The woman is right, isn't it? If the man is wrong, the woman is wrong. What's the result?
The woman is also right.
The woman is right.
Yeah, or the man is wrong, is it not? So the truth table, is it not? Truth table. So you also have true and true. Now, see, when you're writing true, it has to be capital letter T, is it not? It's different from this. Can you see that? So when I'm talking about true, so you have to use cap true and true. It will give you true, isn't it? True and false. True and false will give you what?
false.
False, is it not? False and false will give you what?
False.
It will give you what? False, is it not? But if I now have true or true, is it not? True or true? What will it be?
True.
True, is it not? Now you know the difference in that. What is the difference between your and or? What is the difference between your and or?
And is both conditions must be met.
Both must be met, is it not? But for
Yes.
all, what will happen?
One of the conditions.
I
If
need
one
only
of the
one
conditions
to
are
be
met.
what? Exactly. I need only one to be what? To be met. Okay. So if I say false or false, is it not? What will it be?
True.
False or false?
It's false.
False, right? No, I just need only one. False.
Yeah.
As long as one is false, it will be false. Do you see that? As long as one is false, do you get? But the same way, you can also have, if I say not true, not true, not true will be what? Not
False.
true will be what?
False.
False, you know?
False.
If I say not false, it will be what?
True.
True. You know? So that's what they call the truth table. It's called what? The truth table. The truth table. All right. Did we get this? Have we seen how the and or works?
Yes.
All right. Good. 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 Now, so the way we have done not true or not false, there are some instances where I have, let's say, A is equals to, let's say A is equals to Francis, right? And B is equals to, let's say data analyst, right? Data analyst. Okay, good. If I say, is A the same thing as B? Is A the same thing as B?
False.
Eh?
False.
No, false.
Is false now, is it not?
Yes.
Is A the same thing as B? You tell you that it's false, is it not? Good. Now, what if I say A? So the same way I have not true, is it not? Not true. So sometimes when you want to write, you have this exclamation, not equal to B, is it not? A is not equal to B. What will it be? Eh?
True.
True. Can we see that now? So the way we say not true, we can also have not equal to. Not equal to. Have we got that now? Not equal to. Not so normally we would have used it is equal to, is it not? Now we are saying not equal to. Not equal to. So there are some strings that we have seen, as in some symbols we have seen here, is it not? So we have seen double. What does this one mean? What does this mean?
It's division for
So when you want to divide with an integer.
So it's called a floor division, isn't it? It's called what?
Floor
A
division.
floor division. What is this?
Exponents.
comment. A comment.
What is
If you want to make a comment.
double star is what?
No.
I think it's exponents. Like raised to power stuff.
Raised to power, exactly, isn't it?
Okay.
But comment now, this is comments. This is comments now.
Yes, it's double hash.
And, you can use one or double hash, anyone. So I put one hash there. Okay, that's what a comment, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is this?
Add
Add to
to
itself,
increment.
is it not? Add to the same variable,
Yes.
is it not? Mhm.
yes.
What is this?
Comparison.
Not equal to.
Not equal
Not
to.
equal to, isn't it? What is this?
Comparison.
Comparison, is it
Same
not?
thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, is it the same thing exactly? Good. Because sometimes when you now start seeing them inside the code there, is this little thing that can change the entire output you would have expected. Right? So that's why it's important you just know what each of them stand for. Okay. So we'll keep building them. But for now, I think these are the ones we'll be working with. Is that okay?
Sorry, Dr. Francis, please can you repeat the explanation of what those symbols mean?
Which one?
Of them. I think I mixed it.
This one.
The last line when you are talking about the meaning of the symbol.
Okay, here.
Yes.
So this one means floor division. Floor division. If you remember, 10 divided by 5 normally to give you 2.0, is it not? But I only want this 2. I don't want this float. I want it to be an integer. So that's why I now use the floor division to give me just 2.0.
Okay.
Do you see that? If I say, okay, let's say 10 divided by 3, what will it give me? 3.33333, is it not? So I now use a floor division. Can you see that? It will just only give me the whole number. It will leave out the other decimals. Do you see that? Okay, good. So if I say 10 raised to power, normally this I would have done raised to power 2, right? Normally your calculator is 10 raised to power 2, it will give you 100, isn't it? But Python doesn't understand it like this. So what you understand is what? 10 raised to power 2. But in R, it will understand it that way. So if I run it like this, it will work. But if I now decide to put Hashtag stands for what? A comment. So it will not run. So a comment, it will not run, is it not? So if I have again C is equals to 1, is it not? And I now say, okay, this C, add it, is it not? Add 5 to it. What do I expect to get?
6.
I expect to see what 6. So I'll now say print C. It will give me 6. Can you see that? I say A is 10. So if I say A comma B is equals to what? 10 comma just say 10 comma 10, isn't it? Good. If I say A equals to B, what is it?
True.
True, is it not? Are they the same?
Yes.
If I say A is not equals to B, A is not equals to B, what will it be?
False.
False. Are you okay now?
Yes.
So sorry, that's star. What's star?
Which one?
Asterisk.
Oh, this one.
Where
did you do it just now? I thought we did it somewhere. Look at it now. Raise to. Look at it now. Remember, I said always writing comments. When you're following, you always put comments. You know. So, for example, so what? To square, is it not? Use. Can you see that?
Yes. So, but normal one asterisk is multiplication.
Yes, one asterisk is multiplication. 2 asterisk is an exponential. Clear? Are you clear with that now?
Yes, I'm clear. Thank you.
Can we make progress?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I hope this is clear so far.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay, good. So maybe, okay, let's say, for example, what we have been doing so far. Okay, let's give an example now. Let's say, if I say print welcome to data analytics club, isn't it? Welcome the data analytics club. I say print what is your name? Print what is your name? Okay. Print what is your name, isn't it? So normally, you know, when you have done this had to come out, you know, welcome to the analytics club, what is your name? So imagine now, you want to enter, so you want to put any value there. You want to put a value there, right? You want to put a value, okay? You want to put a value. So that anytime you enter that value, it will quickly assign you to it. So for example, if I say name is equals to Francis, this is how I would have done it normally, isn't it? Name is equals to Francis. This is how I would have done it normally, isn't it? But we can also do it another way. I say name is equals to input. You see that name is equals to input now, is it not? So if I enter Francis now, can you see that? So what is name now? What is name?
Francis.
Can you see that? So it means I have used input. Input now means, you know, just like your, you know, when you want to log in online, you tell you enter your username, is it not? Enter your password, is it not? So it will just give you like a user interface where you can easily enter. Right? So that's exactly what this input somehow would be like. Okay. So if we say print welcome to Data Analytics Club, you know, what is your name? Isn't it? What is your name? Right? So this what is your name? It means we need to assign it into a variable. Is that not it? Do we see that? So if we say what is your name, we need to what? Assign it into what? A variable. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you are following it. So let's see. So let's run it again. So what is your name? Is it not? Now, for you to enter your name, what will you do now? I'll say name is equals to what? Input. Is it not?
Yes.
Now, when it enters, when you enter your name now, what should we now do? We'll now say print welcome. Welcome who now?
Welcome input.
Name.
Welcome name.
Name. Not name. Can you see where variable now works in? Where variable works now. So I don't have to be typing your name directly there. Whatever you have entered as that name, show me welcome whoever it is. Do you get that? So let's try it now. I hope you understand each line now.
Please, let's recap, please.
Print welcome. You understand this one?
Yes.
Print what is your name? Is it not? We have seen the output here. Is it not? Now you want to enter your name, is it not? It can be any name you want, right? So in that name, we need to put it into a variable. Is it not? So that because we say a variable is something that changes, is it not? So anytime you put anything there, it will change. So once we put your name there, the next thing should tell us welcome, whatever thing you put there. Is that clear? So let's run it and check first. So welcome. So what's your name now? Is it not? So welcome to Data Analytics Club. What is your name? Is it not? So enter the name IJ, isn't it? So what do you expect the output should be?
Welcome IJ.
Welcome, IJ.
Welcome what? IJ. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Can you see that now? We can now say, okay, print. It is nice to meet you. It is nice to meet you. It is nice to meet you. Who is it nice to meet?
Input name.
The name, is it not? The name. It is nice to meet whoever it is. But you know, most times, when you want to add two texts together, is it not? You can put a plus there.
Yes.
Is it not? If I want to put a space there, then I can now put something like this. Is it not? Plus. Right? But again, if I just put a single plus, it's still okay, as long as there's a space there. Or I can put a space here. Right? So let's see it now. So welcome to Data Analytics Club. Enter your name. IJ, isn't it? Aha. So what happened there? Bad operand type for unary plus. What does this one mean now? What is it?
It's in the plus.
The error is the name.
The what?
The error is with the string.
The string, right? So which one is supposed to be the string now? Which one is supposed to be the string? So if I say
It is the
plus
space.
name, where is the space?
This
Okay, let's run it again and see. IJ. Can you see that? Now you see when we run it here, you see it merged both the name and IJ together, is it not? So we want a space here. Is it not? So I say, okay, if we put a space at this point here, let's see now. IJ. Aha, can you see that now? Do you see it now? It is nice to meet you what? IJ. Is it not? So if we say, please enter your, can I say print? Please enter your age. Let's say, please enter your age. Right? Please enter your what? Age. Is it not? So what will be next now? Where will the age enter now?
Age.
Yes. Where will the age be now? So we now have age
We'll create a
equals
variable.
to what?
Input.
Input what? Whatever you want to put there, is it not?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Then we can now say print what?
Your age.
You are age.
Age.
Is it not? Can we
Mm.
put yes old? Will this make sense?
Yes.
Now, do you see that we are doing it small before, is it not?
yes.
Now we are putting everything together as a syntax now. Is it more confusing now?
Yes.
It's more confusing, right? So that's why you see those basics that we are talking about, those data types, see why they are very important. Print, because what you need to do is to learn all of them line by line. Each line, you must ask yourself, do I know what each line is saying?
Yeah.
So if I say print, welcome, that one is clear, is it not? Print, what is your name? That one is clear. Input, do you understand what input is doing? Now, let me show you something for age. Let me show you something for age. If I say age is equals to what? Input. Right? If I say 50, right? 50, you know, if I say age, what is age?
50.
What age is 50. Now, what do you notice now? What did you notice?
Is a string.
Is a string, is it not? So if I check type, is it type age? It's telling that it's what? A string. So if I have A is equals to 10, is it not? B is equals to what? Age plus 10. What's the result? What's the result?
It's an error.
Why? Why is it an error?
Because age is a string.
But I think it's changing or something.
Yes, age is a string. So for me to add them together, what do I need to do?
You have to change the data type for age.
So I'll now say int
Age.
Age. Then I now run it now. So what will be now? What will it be? What will be now? What is B?
60.
B is what? 60. Good. Did you get this thing we have done just now?
Yes.
Is this clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this clear now? Okay, now let's go now and implement it now here. So when we say input age, what do you expect to come out from here?
You need
What
to
do you expect?
define the
Eh?
int.
Box for you to put the age.
Yeah, so let's do it now. Let's run it now and check now.
Oh.
Where are we? Okay. What is this error? What is this error pointing to me? Invalid syntax.
Yes, the question mark is outside the string.
It's outside. It's supposed to be inside, you know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be inside. Okay, good.
What if I cannot do that? I cannot figure out what my error is. Oh,
Okay, you cannot figure it out. So you see, normally, right? Question
Yeah.
mark on the zone. If I put question mark on the zone now, does it tell you anything? Now, please, anytime you see star, what does this star mean? When you see star like this, what does star mean?
You run that line.
It means it's running it.
Okay, run it.
Anytime you see that star, it means it's running it. Is it not? It doesn't know what to run, no. So let's just stop it there. Okay, so what it simply means that you see, normally, question mark on the zone does not make any sense. So when you hear invalid syntax, okay, interrupted by, anytime you see invalid syntax, syntax means what? When you say a syntax, what does a syntax mean? When you hear a syntax, what's a syntax? When you hear a syntax, what is a syntax?
Syntax is like
Structure of
the normal
statement.
structure.
Yes, a formal structure. So when you say it's invalid, it means that what?
You didn't arrange it well.
Exactly. It doesn't follow the proper language, is it not?
Yeah.
All right. So it's just like the same thing in English language, is it not? I am coming, is it not? I be coming. Can you see that? That's what's invalid syntax. It doesn't follow the proper English language structure, isn't it? So that's the same thing in programming. So the moment you just see invalid syntax, it simply means what? You did not write it in the proper way that it understands. Okay. So this is what I used to say, that you see the long line of error that I gave us. Can you see that? This long line of error that I gave us, why did you just come and tell us the solution than giving me the problem? So sometimes when we see this, it is always very scary, is it not?
Yes.
So there are two things you can do. Copy everything like this, go and dump it on Google. Or you just go back. Sometimes it tell you where it is, so can you see that it tell you where the problem is? But even when it's telling you where the problem is, sometimes it's even confusing you. So what you just do, you just go back line by line and start tracing it and say, okay, this one makes sense, this one makes. So what I would have just done, I would have just be running them one line by line to be checking, okay, this is working, this is working, this is working. Oh, it has broken at this point. Do you get? Because
Yes,
when it gets longer now, sometimes to trace everything it will be difficult. Okay, so it's better you run it line by line to just be checking where the problem is coming from. Okay, because here, if you notice at this point, right, when I run it, it's telling us invalid thing and it's pointing to us where the problem is.
Yes.
Do you see that? And do you know why this is a problem? Do you know why this is an error here?
I think the question mark was supposed to be inside the string.
Inside, exactly. Because the question, please enter your age, is it not?
Yes.
Now, sometimes instead of you have using your question mark, you'd have even done like question mark, then I put a semicolon there. But if I now go and try to put the semicolon outside it, that's another problem again you're causing. Do you see that? Because it's a text I am entering. You know, that's how I want it to appear. So everything I want it to appear will be inside that quotation mark. Did you get it? So I will take that out. So I can either put the question mark or I can put the colon here. Is it not? All right. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes, that's clear.
It's clear now, isn't it? So line 1 makes sense?
Yes.
Line 2 makes sense?
Yes.
Line 3 makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Line 4?
It's okay.
Print welcome. Is it? So when you say print welcome, what is this welcome? What does welcome mean? Print welcome. What does it mean? It's just the same thing I've been doing here. Show me welcome, is not. Remember
Yes.
what we were doing? You remember what we were doing? Let me show you the application of what we were doing before. Remember when we did this? B equals to 2, is it not? And now say print A, comma B. Did you remember this?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the application of what we are doing here. Do you see that? So if I can come and say print Francis, is it not? If I run, you can see Francis 2. Do you see that? That's what that comma was doing there. So it is this we're applying here. Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, good. So it is nice to meet you plus name. You know why this plus is there?
To concatenate.
We are concatenating this plus this name. It was the same example we had given you with 1 plus 3, is it not? Or
Yes.
Francis plus Okoye. It's the same logic. Sorry. It's the same logic we are applying here that we are applying here. The only difference now is that this is now what? A variable. Because I don't want to be typing the name every time by itself. I need to automate that process. So that's why I have to put it inside a variable. Because a variable can take anything. So are we okay up to this point now? So can we make progress now? So let's run it and check.
Yes.
All right. So enter your name. Let's say Ogo. Is it not? Let's say Ogo. Enter your age. Let's say 35. You are 35 years old, isn't it? Or we can put it here again. Let's say write your name. So for you to write your name now, what do we say now? Say name, is it not? Name.
Yeah.
Is it not? You
Yes.
are. So let's run it and check now whether this will work for us. So let's say Ogo. Enter your age, 35. So Ogo, you are 35 years old. Do you see that?
Yes.
Now, what if we want to say,
But sir,
yes,
sir, why is it that when we are adding name in the last line, print name, you are age, so we are concatenating name and you are.
okay, like for
But
example,
we didn't need the plus.
okay, here, right? So
Yeah,
if I
but in
had
that
put
place,
a comma, if I put a comma here, right?
yes,
This is what you are preferring like this.
yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, let's see now. So let's say Ogo. You know, enter your age. So it's, you can see that it still pick the same thing, is it not?
There is a
Yes.
double space there.
So enter your age, 35. So Ogo, you are 35 years old. It's the same thing, isn't it?
So is there not a double space there between
said
you
what?
and Ogo? The space between you and Ogo is a double space now.
The space between you and what?
Ogo. That it is nice to meet you, Ogo.
Okay, it is nice to meet you. So here, right?
No, that's not. Like the place you printed it, where
That's it now. Look at it. Here you're talking about now.
Yes, that's what I'm
And
talking
that's
about.
why I removed the space here now. You know there was a space
Oh,
here.
okay.
That's why I removed the space here. Do you get?
Why didn't you remove the one that is at the back of the comma?
Which one? Okay, here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's run it and check again. So let's say Ogo 35. Ogo, you are 35 years old. So if you want it to be looking like a proper, this is maybe this one in lowercase. Now, what if you want to say Ogo, you will be 36 years old in a year's time? So how do we do that now?
You print name.
Ogo, you will be 36 years old in a year's time. So whatever age you are in, plus 1, is it not, in a year's time?
Yes.
Now, do you see that before we even write anything on the code, is it not, first of all, it must be clear in our mind what we want to do.
Yes.
Is it not? Okay, this is the objective. This is what we want to do. We want it that whatever person's name I put and the person's age, it will tell me what that person will be in a year's time. Is it not? That is exactly what I want to do. That is the policy. Is it not? It can be a revision policy. Is it not? It is once that is clear before we come and start any coding. So you don't just come and just start trying it first. No, you first of all must be clear in your mind what it is. Then you don't try what building. Once you have built it, you can start modifying it. Okay. So we understand what we want to do now. Is it not? So what we want to say is that you will be what? You will be what?
36 years old. 36
so-
years.
Exactly. So
By
it
next
means
year.
that mathematically, what are we trying to do? What are we trying to achieve here now?
35
Whatever
plus
age you are, is it not?
Plus
I will
1.
add 1 to it. Is it not?
yes.
Now let's break it down. This age here, by default, what is the data type?
Is
It's an
a
integer.
string.
Is a string by default.
Yes.
Yes.
By default, what is this data type?
Numeric.
Which is what? Which specific numeric now?
Integer.
It's
Yeah.
an integer. So the question now is that, can I add a string to an integer?
No.
Aha. So can you see that now? So let's go and run it now and see. So what do we want to do? I'll say print. So maybe I can take this one off, right? Can I take this off? Can I take that off?
But you can leave it on. So
Okay, I
can-
can leave it.
yeah.
Okay, I can leave it. Okay. So I will say name, whoever that person is it not, you will be what?
Can we do integer open bracket age plus 1?
You will be, look at it, normally it would have been you be age,
Age. Yes.
is it not, in a year's time. In a year time. Isn't it?
Yes.
Now let's see what this is now. If I now say age plus 1, is it not?
Yes.
Age plus 1. What will it be?
Error.
Error.
Why?
String and
Because
integer.
there are different data types.
There are different data types. So what do I need to do now?
I think you can put integer in front of the age.
Yes.
I'll
to
put
convert it to
integer
an
in
integer.
front of the age, is it not?
No.
I'll put
At
Yes.
the back.
integer
Yes.
And in a bracket.
in a bracket like this, is it not?
Yes.
Yes. So
Will it
convert
work like this?
Yes. It
Should.
will.
Will it work like this?
it should.
It should. All right, let's try. So everybody, I hope you get what we are doing here now, is it not?
Yes.
It will be what? Add that age, is it not? Whatever age it is, to 1 in a year's time, isn't it? So let's run it and now see.
Wow.
Hey.
Enemies have come. Incomplete input. What happened there?
Syntax error.
We've not closed the brackets for
I
the
did not
print.
close the bracket. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right, let's run
Those
again.
consider arranged well.
You said?
I said that was arrangement error.
Yes. Okay, let's try again and see now. Okay.
Wow.
You see, knowing the basics is one thing, is it not? But also when you see the errors there, even if you cannot interpret it, just go back and look at it. What have I done now? Isn't it? Just look at the line one after. Make sure that everything you type there, you can interpret it. Because you see, when you have learned the basics there, most times you don't actually have to even start typing everything from scratch anymore. You can even see what somebody has done. But the only difference now, you can read it. You know, it's just like a child now that is in a KG1, is it not? Is in KG1. He will start reading and writing, reading and writing A, B, C, D, E, F. 1 plus. That's exactly what we are doing now, is it not? Then later they will now give you English book to start reading comprehension. You see, was it the one that read the English book? Did you write the whole English book? But you should be able to what? Read those word passages, is it not? So that passage is like other people's code. So you can actually take those people's code, read through it now, you now understand it, and you can now know where I can add and this, so I can write to now achieve whatever I want to do. Because sometimes you may not just have that time to start writing everything from scratch. Okay, and that's exactly what you see most people do. It's not like they sit and they start typing everything. If you want, unless it's something unique to you, then you can start building it from scratch. So that's why you start building a code book. You start building your code book. So that anytime you want to do any task, you just remember, okay, I have this code book somewhere now. I just put it there, I just read through where I know where to edit. I just edit and run. It will run. Okay. So let's build this now and see. So welcome, Ogo. Okay. So it is nice to meet you, Ogo. Is it not? Please enter your age. So 35. Is it not? So what do we expect to see now?
You are 35 years old. Ogo, you are 35 years old.
Okay. Ogo, you are 35 years old. Ogo, you will be what? 36 years in a year time. Did you see that now?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Now, in case the enemies are at work, do you know why they can be at work sometimes? Do you know that this is a string? You know this is a string.
Yes.
Right? This is a string. Do you know that this is an integer?
Yes.
Do you know that? And this is also a string.
Yes.
What another person can do is also to convert this one back to a string to avoid problem. You know how you convert to a string? This whole thing, call it a string.
Why?
So that when you are matching them, this is string, this is string, this is string, so all of them can be together. Especially, so look at, so for example, let's look at it. You see, I did it this way, right? So let's say Francis, so enter 70 years old. So everything runs like this. What if we now decide to say, okay, this plus this and this plus this? Can you see this now? So let's run it now. Let's say Frank, enter your age, 45.
It will not work.
It will not work. Why?
You can't
Because
add a
I did
string
plus
to.
integer.
I cannot add what? A string to what?
To an integer.
An integer. So what do I do in this case now?
You convert it to string.
To a string.
So that's the difference between this plus and the comma.
Yes, and the comma.
Okay.
They may all look as if this is there's no difference now, but it makes a difference. So what can I do here? I can now put a space here. You get it? So I can say enter your name or go, enter your age, 20. You'll be 20 in a year's time. So where is it again? I'll now put a space here. Can you see that? I can run again. So those are the little adjustments we just do. Enter your age, 30. All right, good. I hope this is clear.
Yes,
I hope this is clear.
It's clear.
So I'd have done two, either running it. So let me comment this out. So I'll comment this out. So when I'm commenting it out, it means that what? It's not going to run, is it not? So I'll say UB. I'll now put a comma there. And remove this string there. I can put a comma there. All right. So I hope you understand this now. So these two are the same thing. Is it not? These two are the same thing, but you choose whichever one you use. So I hope you have an idea of what programming looks like now. Yeah, we are taking them bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. Now we'll now build something with it. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Good. I wanted us to get to, okay, maybe when we are, the same way, like, for example, when you are using your, what they call it now? When you are, it's just the same way you are building you want to enter your email address, is it not? You want to enter your email address. You want to enter your email address. There's an email address and a password. Is it not? There's an email address and a password. You enter the email address, is it not? You enter the password. You remember when you're registering your email? You remember when you're registering your email? You are registered an email address, you have put a password, is it not? So anytime you enter to log in, what does it try to do now?
It will ask you to impute your username and email address and password.
Username and password. So what does it do? It will now match it, is it not? Is this username equal to what I have in the database?
Yes.
If it is same, you are welcome. If not, what does it say?
Wrong details.
Try again, is it not?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the same idea, is it not? It's the same idea that is happening here, is it not? So if I say print what now? Okay, let's say enter username, is it not? Enter username. Okay, let me just, yes, print enter username. So I'll put a column there, is it not? So you see that enter username, isn't it? Good.
Yes.
So in this username, what will I do now?
Input.
And I say username, is it not?
Yes.
Impute. I'll now put impute, is it not? Now, once I put input, now what will I now say? Print what?
Username.
Print, let's say, hello. Hello what now?
Username.
User
name.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I can now say print what? What will follow it now?
Enter your password.
Enter your password.
Password.
Okay, enter password.
Password equals input.
Enter password, is it not? Good.
Yes, sir.
They will now say that what?
Password.
Input.
Password
Input.
equal to.
Input.
Now, let's say, for example, this password, when we're registering it, we register the password as, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how we enter the password somewhere, is it not? We have stored it somewhere. Or let me just, should I take it out from here? Okay, let me just leave the password there. So let's say the password, this was what we registered initially. Is it not? So we want to always check that if this password is not is equal to that password, isn't it? We want to always check if the password you want to enter is not. So I can say password is equals to input. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Input, isn't it? So this one is the one that's already been stored. Is it not? So the one you enter must match this guy.
Okay.
You get? So when you're registering in your email address, is it not? You have put an email address, it must match with it. Is it not? It must match with it. So when you are putting the password, that password must match with exactly that what email address. Okay.
Oh, sorry, but in the case where for LBS portal now, there can be any email address.
Yes.
So how are they going to specify? How do they now specify that this exact email is this exact password?
No, so it's the same thing. It's the same that happens for both email and password. The names must match. Both the names must match.
Okay,
the name and username and password must match each other.
So in
because
the
they're already
back
stored somewhere.
in the back end, you've already
In
stored
the
all
back
our
end, exactly, in the back end. So
Okay,
it assumes this one has already been stored in the back end.
okay.
So now in the front end, you are going to see enter username, is it not? Enter password. And even if you enter username, if that username does not match with what he has in the back end, it will give you an error. But for now, I just want to show you how the password works so that you just understand.
Okay, second question.
Yes.
What does this underscore in the password mean?
Okay, this underscore.
Mm,
Remember, what is the problem here?
space.
Why? So what did we say? We talked about variables, is it not?
Yes.
What are those characteristics we mentioned about a variable?
Should not have space.
Should not have
Space.
space. So instead of a space, what do you do?
Underscore.
Underscore.
Do you
Well,
understand?
I mean, why didn't you just write password straight? Passwords go
And you can now if you want. You can put it like this now. But I don't
But
want it to be exactly
It's
with this.
won't that clash? The same.
Exactly, it's because this will
The same
replace whatever you
variable.
have done here.
Okay, but if we do that, this one that you did before that, there's underscore there to differentiate it.
Yes.
And then, so what you're explaining now, that's what is the scenario that I explained.
Look at this. If I have A is equals to 1, is it not? And I come and write, if I write A, what is A now?
1.
A is 1, is it not? If I now say A is equals to 12, and I run A, now what is A?
12.
12.
Latest
So it
value.
means if I have used the same password, it means this will override this.
Okay.
You get? So that's why we want to differentiate them. That's why I want to differentiate them. Or I would have used this one as password, then use this one as password. Would that be okay for you?
Yes, because the one that where we wrote print enter password, we didn't put
Underscore here,
there,
right?
so that was confusing
You know,
me.
it really will
So
not really matter because it's a variable. So a variable can be anything.
Okay.
But yes, just to make sure that the match,
There's
that was
uniformity.
right? Yeah, that's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. That's
Also, my
yes.
third question.
All right.
Those places where there are some login pages where they don't allow you copy and paste.
Yes.
Is it from here that is blocked?
Yes, now it's blocked from the back end, yes.
Okay.
Where like they disabled anything pasting or anything.
So I cannot paste the password from where I copy
Exactly. Yes, yes. Even when you are registering, they will say enter email address. Enter email address. Some people want to copy and paste the email address. They will say no. So that's what they talk about data validation, is not to validate it, to ensure that you type exactly the same thing. Because you know, as data analyst, right, your data integrity is very important, you know, and data quality. Okay, but those are not issues of data governance. That's like at the top end, you know. But for now, we are just building. Well, why are building all those your infrastructure now? You have to take all these things into play to ensure there's what consistency, integrity of whatever you are entering into. All right, I hope this is clear so far.
Yes.
Okay, so for this to work, right, we need to check that if these two they are the same thing, if whatever I entered here is the same thing with what is here, what will happen?
You'll print you are successfully logged in.
You can print you are successfully logged in. But if they are not the same, what will happen?
Wrong combination
email
of email and password.
Okay. So in that case, you can now use the if. Or not, I don't want to start talking about if right now, but because we are showing how to build it, so that's why. Okay, we'll now say if what? If password, is it not?
Yes.
If this password is equal to whatever you have entered here, isn't it? So if password is equals to password, is this correct?
Yes.
Is this correct? Is this correct?
No. Double equal.
What is this? What is this?
That's
this
assignment.
This is assignment. So what do we want to do? We want to compare.
Yeah.
You see that? So if password is equals to password, is it not? What do we What should we do?
Print.
Then print what?
You have successfully
Welcome who now?
Name.
Username.
Username, exactly. Welcome username, isn't it? Welcome username. If it doesn't work now, what will happen now?
If password exclamation equals to.
So if it doesn't work now, right? So that's
Yes.
the else. So it's called if else. If it's true, what will happen? Else, did you see that? Print what?
You have entered the wrong email or password.
Yes, you have entered
wrong email or password.
wrong
Username or password.
username or password. Do we get this now?
Yes. Question.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say that writing another if would have been wrong again.
So that's like a nested if, is it not? So
Yes.
that is, so it's called an elif. It's called an elif. We'll get to that. We'll get to that stage. Don't worry. When we get to elif, multiple if functions now. You're not adding if, but it's called an elif. Right? So we'd have had other if function. When we get to that stage, you can do that. Yes. You can do that. All right. So hopefully this will not give us any error. So let's see. So enter username, right? Enter username. So let's say what's our username now?
Kolade.
Huh?
Kolade.
Okay. So
I was also going to ask, shouldn't you have validated the username too as well?
Yes, you could have also done that, but I don't want to complicate it.
Okay.
I don't want to complicate it. All right, so Kolade, isn't it? So it says, hello, Kolade, isn't it? Enter password. So what should be the password now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is it not? So does it match?
It matches.
So if it matches, what should I see?
Welcome, Kolade.
Welcome, Kolade.
Yeah.
So what has happened?
I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 password is a string.
It's a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what?
It's
a string.
Is a string, is it not?
Yes.
It's a string. So what do we need to do?
We need to convert it to integer.
Yeah, the stored password.
The stored password. We take out the colons, the apostrophes rather.
Okay, let's look at it again. Let's look at it again. Right? Let's look at it again. So if we see the password, right? This password.
Yeah.
If this password equals to this password is a string, right? But this one is supposed to also be a string, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see now. So let's take that out. Let's run it. So Kolade, right? Oh, you see that? They will not even allow you.
Oh.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not defined. So let's run again and see. See that. So let's go.
So we change it back to a string.
Yes, let's see. Okay, username. Enter username. Kolade. What's happening? They say 1, 2, 3 is not defined. Where am I defining?
You didn't run it after changing it.
I didn't run it.
No, I don't think you ran it.
Okay. Okay, let me see. But it's supposed to still pick it straight now. Okay, let's see now. Still running. What are you running? Stop. All right, so enter username, Kolade. All right, enter password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is he saying you have entered a wrong username? So let's see where the problem is coming from.
I think for the password, we should maybe convert it to a string as well.
Yes, for this no, this password is already a string, right?
No, I'm saying the input, define it as a string.
So we
I
should
don't,
Okay,
I'm not
this
sure you can
input
define
here, right?
input as
Can we do
strings.
it the str in bracket and put the input in
in brackets.
in brackets?
Okay, but you know by default already, this whatever is inside here is a string.
It's a string.
You get?
That's
Okay,
true,
let's
it's a string.
see. If I put it in a string, right?
Mm.
We put it in a string like that. Let's see. So let's say caller day. Enter password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did the
If
same
it's
thing.
so if it's same thing, so it's not supposed to, so that's not the issue now, right?
Can we remove the inverted comma?
Which inverted comma now?
The one that is in front of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and at the back.
Yes.
The one for the password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes. Okay, so
Yes.
we should remove what?
The comma, yeah.
That's what we
Okay,
did,
if we
but
remove
they gave
that,
us error.
okay, let's see. Caller day, right? Caller day. So it gave us error. So what was it giving us an error there?
You said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 not
5
defined.
is not
Not
defined.
defined. Not defined. Not defined. Okay, not defined. So what
That's
if
good.
wait? You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 not defined. I'm not asking you to define anything for me there. Okay, let's see. Let's see what will happen now. So we are saying if this password, right? By the way, check the spelling of our passwords are correct. Okay, so if password is equal to password, is it not? Then print welcome username, is it not?
Yes.
Good. So it means that whatever enters here should come in here, isn't it?
Yes.
Should come in there, is it not? And that's exactly what we want to check. Okay, so what I would have done here, what if I had stored the password maybe somewhere else? Maybe I've stored the passwords first, right? So store that password first, right? Store that password first. Let me run this here. Okay, so let me run it here. I don't want any inputs for now. Okay, so let me run it there first. Okay, stop running. Okay, enter username. Okay, that's fine.
It worked
So
on
this
my laptop though.
it work on your laptop.
Yes.
So let's see now.
Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Which one
Yes,
works?
we want to
Is it
3,
the
4,
same
5
one?
without the
Without changing the password position.
without
Without
the
quotation mark.
without the quotation mark.
More
Okay.
did you carry your own up as well?
And then I made the password integer.
Oh no, now okay, so that means it will match there, but no, our one was already in string already.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll come to that, but let's first test and see where the problem is coming from, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
by the way, what we are doing is called debugging. It's called debugging. Have you heard of a bug? Have you heard of a bug? So a bug simply means what?
Error in your code.
It's an error in your code. So when you say they are debugging it, is it not? They actually were checking. So it's called, so what we are doing here is called debugging. Okay. All right, so let's see now. So I have put it first. You know, let us run it somewhere first. You know. Now let me see. Caller day. Enter password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it saying you have entered a wrong username or password? Okay. So you said in your own case you had removed this, isn't it?
Yes.
Then in
And
this
then
case, you now said
I made it a int. Int before the input, yes.
I know. So int int here, right?
Yes. It ran on mine. I don't know why it's not running.
This way enemies are at work. Let me take it. Let me take on a new notebook and see. Okay, good. All right, so let me run it again and check. What did I miss out? You have entered what an incomplete what username or password. Where
The
was
brackets
that?
on
Yeah,
the
okay,
print.
yes. The bracket, right? It's the same thing though. Say you have not entered that. Enter username and password. Okay, that's the password. So let me put it there. Okay, say caller D, right? Caller D password. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still say you have entered the username and password. And my own case, if I remove this one now, it's telling me that what not defined.
It's not defined.
So
Well, it's running here.
Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, in this case, hold on. Let me remove this my int here. Caller D password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so since your own is working, let's see your. Can you share your screen? Let's see your own case.
Okay, let me try and connect back on my laptop.
Okay.
Because I'm using my phone. I don't have any sound.
All right. Okay. While you are doing that, let's be looking at it and see where my problem is. They say you have entered a wrong username. So it means that the problem is coming from here. Is it not?
Yes.
It means this is where the problem is coming from. So let's see, what have I done wrong? So we say if password, so if this password is equal to this password. I hope I don't use any capital letter. No. So if it's true, what should we do? Print username. So we expect to see welcome caller, isn't it? Else you have entered a wrong list. So let me remove this guy first and see. Enter password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it means nothing will happen. Isn't it?
Yes.
Nothing happening means that it doesn't understand what you are saying there because you have not met the condition. All right. Caller D password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if genuinely I had missed the password, right, it should have given me this. But now we make sure that this is already defined. Already defined. So let me see. Pass. Just make sure there is no.
Dr. Francis.
Yes.
I'm thinking, should it not be the other way around? If password is equal to pass_word.
Okay, so that means that if password, so if it's okay, yeah. So this one we have entered, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this one I've entered matches this one.
Yeah.
So this way, so that means we have to reverse it, right?
Yes.
So if this password I entered is not, it's the same thing as this password, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's it.
So it should work now.
Yeah. Let's run it. So enter password caller D. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope we still use our normal string. This is string, right?
Yeah.
This is string.
You didn't change it.
So
Should I try sharing mine now?
All right, okay, share yours. Let's see. But let's confirm now. Let's see. So I have turned it now, right? So I say if password. So if password, did I turn it? If password, right, that I entered is equal to this password, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, share your screen now. Share your screen.
We need to change it to string now.
You know, it's already a string by default, right? That's input.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
You get, and what I entered was a string already. Yes, try and share. Let's see where. Aha. Okay, so let's see what you have done now. So password one. Okay, your own case now, you use integer, right? Use an integer here. You now put an integer. Okay, continue. So if password, you see, it's the same thing now. If password equals to this password, right?
Yes.
Print. Okay, run it now. Let's see. That's it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is there anything different from what you have done and what I have done?
No.
Okay, you know what to do? Copy this syntax you have done here. Copy this syntax, put it on the chat box.
Okay.
You get? I will copy it and paste on my own and see where the enemies are. Whether it is me or the enemies are really pressing. Do not work. Do not work. Do not work. All right. Now you know sometimes when these things happen to me, that's why sometimes I have different IDE. I can carry it to now go and put it on Visual Studio Code, or I'll carry it to go and put in PyCharm and it will run for me, just in case you have this type of issue. Okay, stop sharing. Let me now try on my own side. Thank you. Now you see what has happened now, is it not? And this is exactly what happens in practice, isn't it? I have run my own. I'm seeing that this thing, nothing is working. I now go on maybe like Stack Overflow or go to any of these things. I've seen somebody's code. For it to make sense, first of all, you must understand the basics, is it not, what it's trying to do? And I've seen that, okay, this is likely what I want to do, isn't it? So I've now copied it and now pasted it, right? So let's now try. So this is zone. I think this is zone. So let me try. Color day. Enter password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it worked here, you know. So now let's see, where did I now miss my own? So let's see what's the difference now. So enter user. The integer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the integer. So if we have done it this way, let's say, for example, okay, because this is an integer. Okay, now let me do exactly the same thing he has done, right? Let's do exactly the same thing he has done. So I'll put here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? Then here I'll put int. I think that's where the difference is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And where password. Okay, I did it like so. Where password equals to password. So okay, let me leave it that way. Then enter. Oh yeah, let's see. So let's say color day. Okay, in my own case, you see, this was where I was having my own issue. So it means that let me switch here and say where password is equals to password. All right, so color day.
Still not defined.
Not defined. So are you seeing that? So can we see any difference now with what he has done, what I have done? So enter username, input, print hello username, is it not? Enter the password. Now password. Now see something now.
Is on.
Yeah, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seems like it's green, like it's a keyword.
So zone is
like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a keyword.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that here. So mine is seeing it as a variable. That's why it was giving that error that's not defined. Okay. So enter password.
And then his own password, he puts column in front of the password.
You know, this is a text now, so it really doesn't matter. Whatever you put, it really will not matter. Because that's the text. Okay. Okay, so is this one I'm entering there or L?
It has changed.
L. It was L all along.
It was
L I was typing.
Yes, it was L, no 1. That's
so
why I was
if
saying
you,
it as.
if you remove that integer now, that integer I put in front. Let's see if it will work.
This one, right?
Yes.
No, you have to put string this time around because
no. Now, here I would have put it in string here like this.
Yes.
Yeah. If you remove the integer, I have to put in string.
Then I now removed. So my own case was I removed this.
Yes, it would work now.
Yes.
So it wasn't
That's
1, 2, 3,
right.
4, 5.
So wait, so was it L I was typing then?
It was L.
Okay.
It was L 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, L is not close to 1 now.
Wow. So it was L I defined.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, this can become embarrassing. So it was L I typed here, not 1.
Yeah.
So it was L. Okay.
L 2, 3, 4, 5.
Meanwhile, you have tried. So, and this is exactly what happens in. So, what we are going to call debugging is not. It is when it is from the error you now what learn. Because if I'm typing, you're typing. You are not learning yet. So, it is when you now build it and try and now work. Okay, now say okay. Now it has. So now we have seen something, is it not? So that's just it. Okay. So this is how normally you build your syntax. You know, so that you know how to type is one thing, is it not? But most time actually, this debugging that is actually the real skill in your programming. Okay, to trace where the error is and try to fix those errors. Do you know that this is small? Do you know there are some can take you 1 week to fix? 1 week.
Just take the laptop and go
But
home.
anyway, but there's one thing you also need to know. You see, in this our era now, is it not? What we normally do now, once you just copy code now, just go to ChatGPT and say, please fix the error for me. Go and dump it there. Now, if ChatGPT cannot fix it for you, because ChatGPT will always try to his own best of his ability. But you see that L, I can bet you, ChatGPT will look for it and see that it's correct. Because everything we have done here, the syntax is correct. It was running, is it not? But it was not running according to how we expected it to. That was just the difference. Isn't it? It wasn't running according to how we expected it to. And that's again that thing we should take note of. You see, especially here, when we noticed that there was a difference between this 1, 2, 3, 4, is it not?
Yes.
And when I had put L, there were two different things. Which means you see that data type is also very important, how you enter it. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can end it here. So I think it was a good one today, right?
Yeah.
And let's debug it. And this is how it's going to be. Whether you are a beginner or professional level, this is exactly what you are going to be facing. Okay? But what we have shown you here is what normally what programmers will be doing. Developers, what they will be doing. But remember, our own part is for what? Data analysis. But we are going to still pick it because you need to still understand the elements of programming, how it works. Okay? It's based on that we'll start building everything. But you're actually going to be doing pipelines, picking data, cleaning the data, because everything will be automated. All right. So once you bring in the data, put it inside that variable. From that variable, go and clean the data. Once you clean the data, analyze the data. Once you analyze it, visualize it. That's exactly what we are going to do. Okay. So the same way we run it in your Excel, in your SQL, and the same idea we are going to do. Use it here. All right. So we can end it here. So we'll see next week. Okay.
All right, sir.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye. IJ.